evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Live party part 1. We've got an end of term party for you all this evening, and we've got some teams. So we've split ourselves into teams. If you haven't done that already, get yourself split into teams, or one team. You can obviously compete as one whole family if you want to, but say hello to our teams. Just a second while I find them. Where have they gone?
Hello.
There they are.
Hello.
Amazing. Oh, we've lost one team. Team 2 haven't showed up on the screen, so let me just sort that out.
Oh, no.
No, they're still not there. Amazing. Okay, well, Team 1, I'll introduce you guys whilst I'm trying to figure this out. Do you want to introduce yourselves? You're on screen now. We've got Tabitha, Kieran and James. And do you want to think of a team name? Whilst I find Team 2, they're obviously there. I can see them. But people at home can't see Team 2 currently. So Team 1, introduce yourselves. Maybe give us an overview of what your skills are, what you think you can bring to this team this evening, just to kind of plug yourselves as a team. Go for it.
Go on. After you.
Thank you, fellow team member James. My name's Kieran. We haven't thought of a team name yet, but we will. We'll decide on one. We're just going to put our minds to it. And I think my specialty is going to be like films. I love good films, especially Disney films. I love Disney films.
And I'm James, and I think my speciality, what I bring to the table, is just a bit of music and that sort of like knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Musical knowledge, love it.
I can't think of one now. Hi guys, I'm Tabitha. I don't know team names, guys. Like, there's been some good group names in my time at the Briars, like most of them do fried chicken and stuff. But I think my speciality is that I just had a haircut, so I'm just on top of the world. Like everything.
Yeah, you have let go of that.
I'm
buzzing. Your brain can get more oxygen through osmosis through your skin.
Yeah.
That's not a scientific fact, but you're lighter and amazing. Well, Team 1, thank you. I'll just call you Team 1 if that's all right. Then, if you haven't got, if something comes to you throughout the evening, please feel free to let us all know. Team 2, we've got you. Hey, Team 2. Hello. Which way am I looking? I'll look over here. I think that makes me look at you. Yeah, Team 2. So we've got Bryce, Father Jonathan, and Luke. What about you guys? What are you bringing to the evening?
Go on, Bryce.
Yes, well, I'll go for it. So, my name's Bryce. I'm also from the Briars team. I think my main talent really is that, everyone's got this one specific topic, football, films. I'm all rounder, I just know basically everything. So I think this quiz is going to be a bit of a breeze. And I think Team 2 have got this in the bag.
So I'll go next. Father Jonathan, I don't know what my speciality is. It might be decaf coffee and wagon wheels. So if you can work out a few questions along those lines, I might be able to help.
We'll see what we can do. Amazing. What about you, Luke?
Hello, my name's Luke. My speciality, I think, is Manchester United. I think that's a solid speciality to go for. The men's team.
Good.
The men's team. Thank you for clarifying.
I don't know about the women's team.
I'm not sure either. A lot of people do. Oh, we've got another. Tabitha's joined twice. Oh no, we've got a frozen Tabitha. Oh, it's missed the teams a little bit. Never mind. So maybe the other Tabitha might leave. I don't know if that can happen. There we go. Oh, it's mixed the teams up though. So wow, this is off to a sterling start. Right, we've got new teams, but I suppose that's the beauty, because even though we're on 2 teams, we are all one team, aren't we, guys? We're all one team. We're part of the Briars team, and our last 2 shows are dedicated to a bit of end-of-term party, a bit of a chance for us to chat and catch up, and also for people at home to chat to us and ask us questions maybe about the year, and we can share memories with them. They can share memories with us. So if you're watching at home, do say hello in the chat first of all. We've got Vicky said hello already. Hello everybody. Hi Vicky, nice to see you. And Sherlock, if you're watching as well, hello Sherlock. So yeah, do get in touch with us. Do get a pen and paper ready for the quiz. Comment your answers in the chat if you want to, or just keep them to yourself if you don't want to share them with everybody, because that might make someone else win. But the new teams. Oh no, the teams have stayed the same, only they've swapped sides. So Team 1 is now Team 2 and Team 2 is Team 1. What an amazing feat of technology there. Okay, so round one. Round one is all about this. Let's see. Round one. If this is the answer, what is the question? Okay, so I've got the three answers on the screen at the moment. But you guys, and the sad thing is you don't really get to confer. You do get to confer out loud though, and then you can decide on an answer as a team. So the three answers. Answer 1 is cake. Answer 2 is fire, and answer 3 is 5,000. So we'll have a chat about it as a group, and then as 2 separate teams, I'll go to you each, and you can confer and work out what you think that the question is. Because these are 3 kind of topics, I suppose. But what could be the question related to them? Any initial thoughts?
A wide range of words. It's there's so many possible answers. I don't know which. It's going to be interesting.
I mean, I was just eating cake, so is the question what was Tabitha just eating? Or
Could be. I'll let you decide once conferring time. That's a good point. Cake.
I'm thinking.
We've had a few cakes at the Briars, haven't we? On birthdays and things.
Yeah.
Charles loves to make a cake, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We've had some absolutely banging cakes in the past. In the past year, they all blend into one though. I was chatting to you guys last night, wasn't it, when we were planning stuff, and saying like Charles makes so many cakes that I just forget which cake is which year. Yeah, made a lovely carrot cake for my birthday. It was beautiful. Yeah. Very nice.
That as well. That was lovely.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Oh yeah.
That's fun.
The Oreo one.
if anyone's been to
And
Briars
the-
and had the Oreo cheesecake, that can't blur into memory. Like that stands out for me. It was beautiful.
Oh, it was good. Father Jonathan, we missed your birthday and Kieran and Luke's birthdays as well. We missed them, and Tabitha's. Oh no. James, did we miss your birthday?
No.
No. And then Bryce's is coming up. So we've got a few more cakes to catch up with, I think. Charles, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. We will have to get you to make a batch of cakes to celebrate everyone's birthdays. Yeah. What about the other answers? So we've got fire. Anyone?
Yeah.
Any ideas?
It's what is the slang term commonly used to describe Bryce's dress sense? I think that.
Okay. That
That
is common knowledge.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Fire. We've had Pentecost, I suppose.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
fire. I don't know if that's.
Five-
I mean, I know what the answer is.
5,000. If this is a religiously orientated quiz, I don't know what it is. The only time 5,000 is mentioned is when all those people were fed by Jesus. So am I warm or not?
You could be on the right lines. You absolutely could be. Yeah.
I reckon 5,000 is the amount of packets of biscuits were consumed over the space of 1 month.
Even though we were only there like September to December, basically.
Yeah.
I think I could single-handedly say that I consumed that many bourbons. It's a serious issue.
But after so many biscuits, we're probably just on fire.
And then we turn
And
into a
longing to have a cake.
just for a change, if nothing else. Oh, amazing. Right, team 1, Luke, Bryce, and Father Jonathan.
Yeah.
Do you want to confer? Have a think. What do you think your 3 answers are going to be?
I'm liking Father Jonathan's answer of the Jesus feeding them 5,000. I'm thinking that might be a good one.
In terms of the fire, I mean, there was that one time where we all got woken up by a fire alarm at 3 a.m. I don't know if that was it's like Briars and religious related. In terms of cake, maybe it is just about Charles's baking skills and birthdays.
What is Charles's favourite thing to make or something? Maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Father Jonathan, are you happy with them?
Yeah, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely stuff.
Locked
And
in.
team 2, what about you guys? Kieran, James, Tabs.
I think the fire and Pentecost, that's a good link. I think we go for that one.
Did just come to mind straight away. Yeah. Same with the 5,000 and feeding the 5,000, maybe.
I was going to say
but
5,000 was the approximate amount of cash that I spent in the tuck shop, but I don't know. That's probably not.
I do think feeding the 5,000, That's a good one as well. This is the cake one. That's the one that I'm not too sure.
I'm stumped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, the answers, and I think most of you kind of got them right. I mean, there are technically multiple answers for these. Like, there's multiple questions they could be. For example, it could be, what is Charles' favourite cake to make? What do we all want to eat? Cake. But the answer that we thought of was that. Have you seen the trend this week? That's been like, it's items and then you cut into it and it's actually a cake. Yeah. I mean, it's been going on all year, but it's. At least, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if not, check it out because it's amazing. But obviously, we've had a great time chatting about cake, and cake has been a huge part of our year, I think.
Huge part of everything.
Yeah, it's a huge part of everyone's life, really. Question 2, fire. Okay, so yeah, that 3 a.m. fire was, there wasn't a fire, to confirm. It was a fire alarm. It was a spider, we think, in a loft cavity somewhere. But, you know, it was alarming, for lack of a better word, because it was the fire alarm. But, yeah, I remember it vaguely. I remember the pain of my feet, because I actually ran out of the lodge with no shoes on, in a flurry of panic. And then obviously ran with who went up to the building with me to check. Who was the fire warden?
Can't remember.
Or was it?
It might have been Elise.
Yeah.
It might have been Elise, actually, yeah. And then we legged it up to the place where the sensor was, and then went back. And obviously, once I calmed down and got the fire alarm off, I had to walk back over the gravel to the lodge. And I think the adrenaline would just kicked in the first instance, but then afterwards it was really, really painful. It hurt the next day. I'm pretty sure I had cuts on my feet. Anyway,
I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah.
Half asleep
because
at the
that's not
time.
the answer. So, yeah. It was just a fun story. Well, I was thinking, looking back at the year, we've had so many big events, but the Australian bushfires. Can you remember that? We've all forgotten about that. I mean, that was huge, wasn't it? You know, at the time it was massive and literally physically massive, but also it was like the biggest thing of 2020. And then all of a sudden, looking back, it kind of blends into it's not insignificant, but it's like, where has it gone? So, but yeah, obviously we're Pentecost as well. Yeah, that was a great celebration. And we had Easter. Well, lots of stuff has happened in lockdown, hasn't it? Really, a lot of the church's events. 5,000. Very close, but 5,000 usually is the general amount of young people we work with each year. And we, but we feed them. Not like Jesus did, but we do feed them. Paul, I would say, not an officially Vatican approved miracle worker, but definitely a miracle worker in many ways. Paul, our chef's amazing. But yeah, so we were chatting yesterday and saying actually we haven't seen 5,000 people or worked with him, but I think we've reached probably like more than 5,000 people. Not that that's what it's about, but it's great to be connected, isn't it? And I think I've definitely been connected with so many more people than I normally would be, through technology and stuff. You guys found that as well, that you've just seen and done so many more things that you could have done, even if you've done less.
Yeah.
We've got like the Bible tour, things like that just connects to so many more people than what would be normal.
Yeah, the Bible tour, I forgot all about that. We drove round the diocese delivering Bibles and Matthew's Gospels to everybody. Wow.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. So many things. So many things. It was really fun. Very fun time. Oh gosh. Well, did anyone want to keep track of scores? Because you know me, I'm awful at that. One of the memories of the year is no one ever wins a game because I always forget to keep track of the scores. And I'm like, oh, everyone wins. I forgot to keep track. I trust you to keep track of your team scores. Okay, that was round 1. If you're watching at home, let us know how you did. That was a bit of a kind of tenuous round, but this next one is it's interesting. We played a game of this the other week, didn't we? With Francesca, who's not here this evening, but I've kind of stolen her idea for the game. So sorry, Francesca. And it's a bit of a riddle. So we've got the 3 riddles on the screen, and each one is an item that is probably relevant to our year. And when I'll give you like a few minutes to work out what you think the item is, and then one of your team can be nominated to go and fetch the item from their house or home, wherever you are, and bring it back to screen. The person back first wins a point. Okay.
Okay.
So, right, I'll read them out. So the first one, we've got, number 1 is humidity makes hair like this and honey is made by. So it's one, the answer is one word, but humidity makes your hair like this. And honey is made by whom or what? Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So number 2, cleaning at altitude without a solid state form. So you're cleaning at an altitude without a solid state form. It's easy when I know the answers. I mean, okay, don't worry. This is just half of the game. You know, this is just half of it. You've got to run and get them yet. So, and question 3. It says an accessor. It's supposed to say an accessory for all groups, especially music groups. An accessory for all, especially for music groups. Okay, so we're all looking a little confused. Should we use our communal team spirit? You know,
Yeah.
I feel like Power Rangers when we say that. And collate all of our thoughts, and then we can confer in our separate teams. So anyone got any ideas for one? Humidity makes your hair like this, and honey is made by.
Humidity, frizz.
Mm-hmm.
Frizz. I know that problem. Yeah, curly hair probs. You know. Yeah.
And then honey.
Bee.
Yeah.
I'm guessing a bee.
Honey's made by
Bees.
bees.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so putting the 2 words together,
Frizzy
we
bee.
get
Frizz what?
frizz bee.
What?
Frizz bee. I'll give you that one. Frisbee. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm just giving you the answers now.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, so frisbee. That was an example. That was a Briars practice round. Yeah, that's something we always say, isn't it, the Briars? Like when we're explaining a game, and then we do a bit like a round of it to make sure everyone knows the rules and like has a fair chance at having fun. We're always like, that was a Briars practice round. Yeah, so that's fun. Right, number 2. Any thoughts? Cleaning at altitude without a solid state form. It's a bit of a tricky one.
What a solid state form.
That is solid.
I'll give you a clue. This is Luke and definitely some other people know about this item because it has been used and ended up in a kind of explosion, for lack of a better word, of bubbles.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's no liquid.
yeah. So cleaning at altitude,
Yeah.
without a solid state form. Any?
Yeah, I got that one.
Is it? Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the reason we all got it from mentioning Luke there.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I've got it. Wow.
Okay. So any ideas? Any? You got it?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not a solid, so
Yeah.
it must be a liquid. Or
Yeah.
but you
And
can
it's
think that-
cleaning.
A cleaning, and it's at altitude, which is up.
Mhm.
Washing.
Washing up
Liquid.
liquid. Yeah.
Washing up liquid. Yes. Okay. Okay, and number 3, an accessory for all, especially for music groups.
Guitar.
A guitar? No, not a guitar.
Oh, especially music.
Stand, a music stand.
No. Think like headwear. Oh, someone's wearing one.
Oh, a bandana.
And
A bandana.
Oh,
Band, you know, a music group. Dana.
Oh.
Cool. Well, we did a great job of getting those guys. You know, you know, we're using our collective skills and my knowledge of the actual answers.
I just kept drinking my coffee. That was my.
Yeah, sometimes it's best to.
Yeah,
I think
so.
we've got a few comments From Vicky saying, I love a riddle. I hope you love those riddles, Vicky, because it's difficult to make a riddle. Have any of you guys had to make a riddle throughout lockdown? There was a huge... We seemed to have different weeks of quizzes, didn't we? Like, everyone was into, like, just general quizzes. Then it was, like, riddles. And then it was, like, everyone's doing, like, a TikTok dance. Like, there's different trends of the week, isn't it? When you make a riddle, it's very obvious what the answer is. But obviously to the other people, it's not that obvious. But yeah, Vicky's saying I love a riddle. Gabrielle's watching Tabs.
Hi.
Gabrielle, Mary, good. And everyone else, but I presume she's related to you. So hi, Gabrielle. Saying,
She's
suppose, yes. Frisbee, we got it, of course, yes. And haha at Luke's reaction. Absolutely. Okay, so the next stage of this round to actually get the point, because I feel like we all got those together, is to nominate. You can either nominate one person to go and get the 3 items, or like 2 people to get them and then bring them back. But yeah, we'll do 3 points. Yeah.
Can I nominate myself to get the bandana?
Oh,
Whoa.
of course.
Found my oath,
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I can get
Do you want to
one
get
up
a liquid?
but I can't get any of the other things.
I can get.
I haven't got a frisbee.
What can you get, Kieran?
I can get frisbee if you get washing up liquids, James.
I can do that, yeah.
Cool.
Easy peasy.
Bryce, can you get washing up liquid?
Yes, I can, yeah.
I'll allow you to get like a replacement for the item if you haven't got the actual item. For example, you might want to get like a Lewis neckerchief or something and make it into a bandana. I don't know.
I can get one of them.
If you've got one to hand. Yeah, or you could just get a plate or something. You know, think creatively. Team 1, have you got like divide and conquer plan?
I think Luke, have you got a frisbee, Luke? Or
I've got a frisbee.
Oh, okay, I can get the other 2. I think.
Yeah.
Good.
Amazing.
And I'll keep drinking my coffee, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Oh, I can
Ready?
relax.
3, 2, 1, off you go. Let's see who makes it back.
Come on,
first.
guys, hurry up.
Well, Tabs has got a point for the
She's
bandana
already, yeah.
because she's wearing one.
So you and I can have a chat now, Naomi and Tabitha.
Yeah, I know. How's everyone doing? Oh,
Oh,
Luke's
look,
back
we got the
already.
frisbee. Well done.
Quick.
I have no idea.
The Briars frisbee as well. Very
James got to
good.
wash up the fridge. And we're back, yeah. We're all back.
Oh, amazing.
We're all back.
Bryce has gone though to get his bandana.
Yeah,
There he
yeah.
is.
Oh, he's back for the...
Great.
Is that a bandana or is that Robin Hood hat?
It's a bandana. It's a bandana.
I know my Lewis merchandise when I see it.
I'm definitely bandana.
Okay, we've all made it back. I
There we
think,
go.
well, with different things, because Bryce has brought back a hat rather than the bandana, which is fine. But also, Kieran was last back, but it's fine. It's all good. We all get some points. Tabs is wearing the bandana. Tabs, we had a great chat with. We had a chat last night, didn't we, about bandanas? And you know, the year's full of like meaningful moments and you know spiritual awareness and awakenings. But Tabs once and a few of us all were at where did we go? Bakewell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bakewell for the Christmas market, and it was so funny. I think one of like the highlights of the year. It was just so funny, Tabs. But I love that you could laugh at yourself as well when it happened. Do you want to tell everyone what happened, or shall I?
It wasn't. Basically, I'm a really indecisive shopper. So we walked past a stall that had like these really nice stuff on it, you know. And there were some dog toys there, you know, and there were some bandanas, and I was like, oh, that was like a Hufflepuff bandana, and I'm a Hufflepuff. Isn't that crazy? Like, oh, I'd totally buy that. But it's £5, and I'm a cheapskate. So we spent the rest of the fair just wandering around, me going, oh, you know, like, should I buy it? Should I not? Should I buy it? I got to see it. We were about to leave, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I went up and you know, I said, oh, I'd like that, please. And the lady sort of held it up, and I was like, it's a bit smaller than I expected. And she was like, yeah, well, it just goes around the collar. And I was like, can we get that? And it was a bandana for dogs. and
Oh, it was so funny though, honestly. It was just
my
like...
mistake, I just went, I don't have a dog. Yeah.
Oh dear. I really hope people at home find that funny. I mean, it kind of might be had to be their situation, I think. But honestly, it was just brilliant the way you like walked back and we were like, oh, which one did you get? And you were like, oh, the dogs. But it was funny. It was a really funny evening. Like everything was closing, but it was just a nice time to be together, wasn't it? I suppose it was lovely. What were the other answers? Washing up liquid. Oh, let's talk about washing up liquid, Gate. Because boy, did we have a bad time with that dishwasher. Who was there? I forget.
I think it was just the lads. So me, Bryce.
I actually walked into the kitchen, happening, and just walked out again.
There's quite a funny video of it, to be fair.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, we get that on next week. That'll be funny. Next week's show, video special. What happens next? There was soap everywhere.
I think it was kind of my fault.
I'm not talking. It was like some sort of sci-fi thing because it was like we've got this big pull-down dishwasher, and it was coming out the sides like it was something of Doctor Who or something. Like it was going to come to life and consume us with bubbles. Pretty scary, but very funny.
And then we sort of got away with it as well until we walked in the kitchen the next morning. And Jane's just standing there looking furious.
Oh, yeah. Jane was not that impressed, but she found it funny as well, which is good. Yeah. And Frisbee, one of our earliest memories, the Frisbee tournament at the beginning. And in fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but before you arrived, me, Charles and Tom were stood in the courtyard playing Frisbee, like just waiting for the first team member to drive up the drive. It was a really nice moment. I mean, I'm awful at Frisbee, so Tom and Charles had a great match. But, I was kind of just wandering around the arms in the air trying to catch it. But
with Tom's 50th anniversary Frisbee.
Yeah, I think James should explain what happened with Tom's Frisbee.
So Tom had this really cool and quite nice anniversary Frisbee that we were playing with at the start of the year. And it was just some like free time. I can't remember what we were doing prior. But we were playing Frisbee in the courtyard. And at one point it went under, we used to have a gazebo up on the patio. So we went underneath there. I went to go and get it. I thought, I'll be absolutely fine. My aim is on point and I'll be able to throw it out from underneath this gazebo. Thinking that everything was going to be fine because I was just the best Frisbee player in the world. But in actual fact, I threw it straight into one of the legs on the gazebo and it just completely shattered.
Yeah, it did.
Sad time.
But then later in the year, on Tom's birthday, Bryce was his designated birthday present buyer because we have like a secret Santa thing for birthdays, don't we? It's like one person buys for another person on behalf of everybody. And Bryce, you kind of made that brokenness into a message, made the mess into a message is what they say, isn't it? That's what our testimonies are all about, bringing our lives, our brokenness, and making them meaningful. And what did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I found a frame, I super glued it. I don't tell Tom I super glued it because I didn't know if I should have or not, but I super glued it into the frame. And then, it's a nice memory forever now. His broken Frisbee. Hopefully he'll remember this forever.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that Frisbee. I thought it was a joke when he said it had broken. I was like, no way, this has to be a wind up.
But yeah, look online to find like the same type of Frisbee to buy.
It was a special edition.
It was nowhere. I searched extensively. It was nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of searching, a lot of Googling that week. Oh, funny. Oh well, that's the end of round 2. We've got a few more comments to give as well in the chat there. Vicky got it right, Frisbee, and then we've got a few people saying that we've only heard stories this morning. It's very funny. Tabitha, Vicky says you can borrow Sherlock anytime you like. So you could buy a bandana for Sherlock and just when you go like when you meet dogs.
I've always wanted a dog, so. Mm-hmm. Oh, if my mum was watching, I've always wanted a dog. Absolutely. I think we should have a rerun of the TikTok videos next week. I think I'm going to plan that. I logged in today and I'm going to download them. We'll get some TikToks on next week. A few people asking for that as well. So, amazing. Right, how are we feeling? Do we need a stretch? Anyone want to change teams? No. No, you can't change teams. Unless you leave and come back in and see what happens. But
So round three, is gibberish. Okay, so on our Thursday evening catch-ups that we've been having, Bryce prepared a gibberish round once, didn't you, Bryce?
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It was great. And so this round is just gibberish words, and let's see. Can you see them? There, we've got them on the screen for everybody now, so you can play along at home. Basically, these are 3 things that are related to the Briars: words, places, items, buildings, maybe. And they are, number 1 is error. Well, if I say it, you might get it, mightn't you? So I don't know if you're watching on a different window, if anyone can see them, but basically you could write it down. It's ERA, AH, BEEN, ILL. So these are gibberish words. They spell out. So if you say them phonetically, like if you were to look at this word and say it phonetically, it would mean something. It would say something. Can you guys see them?
Yeah,
Or
I've got
do you want me to?
I can,
email
yeah.
to you? Yeah, you've got them. Great.
What?
Does anyone want to have a go of saying one? Because it's quite funny when you say them, and it's like afterwards you'll be able to.
Era Abinel.
I've noticed though, actually, like it does depend on your accent, because vowels are funny for Geordies, really. Not that I'm a Geordie. I will get slated for saying that.
You should have mentioned it.
Northeastern. Did you guys know I'm from the Northeast? It's just a fake accent. I'm actually from like Ripley. Born and bred, Derbyshire.
Yeah, I think it's more of a R than an A sound. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think I heard it there.
Oh.
Here we go.
What about number 2? Any thoughts on 2?
Whisper.
Her land to hers.
Her land to hers.
Era Abinel.
Era Abinhill.
Oh, not us. I just saw it in the comments.
Era Abinhill. I think Vicky's got it.
Yeah,
Vicky wins this one. Robin
saints
Hill.
got it.
Yeah, correct. Vicky, you can be on team. Do you want to just join in? That would be so good. Actually, wouldn't that be so good if we had like all the chaplains on team 1 year? I mean, they have like bills to pay and stuff. That'd be so good. Robin Hill. Do you get it? Era bin Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Era bin Hill. Yeah, we've got it. Okay, number two.
Are you saying the first word, Naomi?
Per.
I think the trick is to say it quickly. So instead of going, you just go.
Per Landers.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah? What do you think?
Lanterns.
Perlanders.
The yard.
We all, for those of you who don't know the planters, they are the circular concrete hurdles to fun, I call them, because they don't allow for any sort of big games in the courtyard because they're all there. They are to do with like planning restrictions, I believe, in that we have to have so much percentage of the land has to be green space, which they're not green at all. They're concrete and wooden. But breaking news, I don't know if any of you watched the live Amber Valley Borough Council YouTube planning committee the other week. Anybody? No. Well, I have to say that I did, only because Tom spoke at it, and it was like our appeal to get planning permission for different things, and we've got the permission. So first things first, we can get rid of the planters and have a load of fun.
Yeah, buzzing.
Amazing.
Big game.
It's great news. It's
Exciting times.
It's going to be good times because we can have we can play more frisbee, and I don't know, other stuff as well. But it'd be sad to see them go. They're kind of part of the Briars, though, aren't they? They're kind of they physically are part of the Briars, but
We hate them, so it's
Yeah, you know, it would be sad to see them go in one sense. But yeah, the Planters. What about number 3? What about number 3?
Oh yeah, okay. Romero.
Romero.
Cheers, Tab. Cheers, Tab.
All right.
Romero room.
There you go.
Room. Yes, Romero room. Do any of you guys know what it used to be called?
Utica, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eutychus, knowledge. Then we changed it just 2 years ago, I believe, to the Romero room because. Do we know why? Do you know why?
He became a saint.
Yeah.
Indeed, he was blessed, and then he was he
Made a saint.
Saint Oscar Romero. Yes, canonized. So yeah, Romero room, amazing. So a little trip around the Briars there. What's your favourite group room? Have anyone got a favourite one?
The Den.
Got him.
Den.
No, mine.
Den, Garden.
Den. All the way down.
Mine's Garden. It's just the best.
Garden.
Mm.
Upper's a funny one because it's kind of the stage. If you beat the Briars, you know it's like the stage area. So it's very rarely used as a group room unless we have big groups. We'll just use Upper as well. So, you know, everyone's like, oh, we haven't 7 groups or 6. And then we get to use Upper as well. So, yeah, amazing. I think I'd like the Den or the Grotto. I think. A clock room, anybody?
No.
Because I've got good memories in the clock room, like because I was like kind of forced into one of them in one group, but like I loved having the group in there.
Yeah, I like it when people are in it because it's right next to the program leader office as well, so you can kind of hear the fun. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, you can kind of hear people, and I'm being sincere. Like it's nice to have people in there. Anyway, right, round 4. And we've only got 4 rounds, so we've got a chance to have a bit of a chat afterwards. Round 4 is I am going to I'm going to turn my microphone off and mouth 3 different people that you guys have met this year that aren't any of you. So none of us on the show this evening. 3 people that you've met. Yeah, and you have to guess who they are. So I will do them one at a time. You'll have a chance to confer and chat about who you think it is. They might have been on previous shows as well. Who knows? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Are you ready for number 1?
Yeah.
I'm just going to mouth them, I think, because it'd be easier than turning my microphone off. Okay.
Lim.
Thing is,
Lim! Yeah!
Good.
Amazing. Yes, you got it right. Oh, we've got 2 tabs again. No, it's fine. Don't worry. There we go. All sorted. Yeah, Lim. So, you got that first right. I was going to try and do full name or maybe Deacon Lim, but then I thought...
Oh, Lim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deacon Lim. Yeah. Yeah, so Deacon Lim, we've met Deacon Lim, haven't we all? He came up to the Briars for a little retreat for himself. And Father Jonathan, you probably know him more than us, but he's been ordained in the imminent future. Is that correct?
Yeah, no date yet, but yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Amazing.
A new priest.
Mm. Excellent.
Really excited that Hamilton's out on Disney Plus now because he's also a fellow Hamilton fan. So shout out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And who's involved in Hamilton? Is there a Lim involved in Hamilton? A different Lim?
Not a Lim. It's a Lim.
Oh.
Lin Manuel. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Lynn. Yeah. I mean, I don't get those 2 people mixed up. I know the difference, but yeah, their names I get mixed up. Okay, person number 2. I've forgotten who they are.
on my screen, you're like over.
Huh?
You're like over to a side on my screen, so I can't see your mouth.
Oh.
Like,
Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot that you guys are on a different camera. There, sorry. Okay, that's better. Sorry, you didn't see Lynn. Okay. Number 2 is... I haven't done it yet. Sorry. My mind's gone blank.
I thought you were being a
This is classic.
ventriloquist, you know, not moving.
Can't you?
Wouldn't
I'm
work.
frozen. Oh gosh, this is totally classic. I'm sure there's like loads of times this has happened on a retreat or something, and I've just totally blanked and like we've got the giggles. Do you remember that game? Just as my mind tries to think of someone, we'll chat. That game we played that was like to do with it was like called Play Your Cards Right, and basically each of the team had a different playing card.
Oh,
if you had a heart, you had to be really encouraging. And yeah, Luke loved it because he got to be like mean to me as a joke. It was horrible. But it was an interesting game. It was about like the different apostles and how they each had different character traits. And I was trying so hard not to laugh because I knew the premise of the game was that I was going to sit at the front, start to deliver an input on, like tell everyone what the plan for the day was, what kind of activities we're doing, and then each of the team would have to do different things and interrupt me as I was talking on purpose. So yeah, I can't remember what the other people's roles were, but
I had to be snide. Yeah.
Yeah, and someone was like, "Oh, just get on with it," and then someone else was like, "Leave her alone, just do her best."
I'm trying to think. I think me and Francesco were trying to be like, "Oh, Naomi, you forgot this. You're not saying talk about this yet." And trying to like interrupt and be like, "Oh, you're not talking about this." And yeah,
I loved it. I just sat there and exploded at 1 minute.
Yeah, it was quite shocking. I think the group were pretty shocked as well, but that was the point. It was a great activity, but again, it was difficult to not get the giggles. Okay, I've thought of someone now. So number two. YMT. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Technically not a person, but an organisation.
I thought you was going YMCA at first.
YMCA. And some of you went up to YMT, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoop, whoop.
It. One of their little
Outreach.
what's it called again? Outreach.
Chalets. Oh, outreach. Chalets. They live in chalets. It's cool. It's like a ski chalet. It's pretty cool. Yeah, on their missions.
Yeah.
Their mission week.
Yeah, that mission. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. And then some other people went. You guys went into Alton Solly, didn't you? On a bit of a trip out.
Alton Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, Alton Castle.
Yeah, it was really great just seeing
The different
just seeing like they're similar to us in so many ways, but so different in other ways, and it's so refreshing.
Yeah, it must have been great to go out and see other people and stuff, and have a bit of a time to get to know other people. Any things you have, and like favourite places from there that you've been? Do you think, other than the Briars and Robin Hill?
I quite like McDonald's. I think that was a great.
I'd say Rutland Water when we met up with Lacey. I think that was a really good sort of experience, especially seeing the massive reservoir that's there. If Charles wants to go on about how it's the largest man-made reservoir. Charles has a lot of knowledge about Rutland.
It's the largest man-made reservoir. What? I've never told us that.
It's funny. He does love Rutland Water. Yeah. Oh, we've actually been a lot of places, and it's easy to forget how many like different places you went, isn't it? But yeah, McDonald's has been a great one. Shout out to Ripley McDonald's.
I think the trip team training when he took it all out.
When we took you out on a big adventure.
Yeah.
Which one? The one at the very beginning?
Yeah, the very beginning.
Where did we go on that one? I've forgotten. It's almost as if we drove around and then went back to the Briars. So yeah, in team training, we did a bit of a trick on you, didn't we? We said we're going away, pack your bag, get all your stuff ready. You're only allowed to take like one night's stuff. Yeah. And we got in the cars in our little groups and off we drove into the countryside for 45 minutes. And where did we end up?
Back at the Briars. Yeah, the thing is, I've messaged last year's team saying, "Oh, should I take anything?" And James from last year's team was like, "Yeah, make sure you pack your swimming shorts and everything like that." And I was like, "Nice, man." We just turned up at the Briars again. I was like, "Where's the swimming pool then?"
It's the planters. Just put some water in those planters. It's like a paddling pool.
Spider in our car, and
Oh yeah.
I'd like never met anyone there before. Like there was a spider. I looked down. There was a spider in my hand, and the first thing I did, instead of like calmly rolling down the window, was I threw it on James. That was like our first interaction.
Oh gosh, it came at the right time though, because I was literally at a junction where there was a huge sign saying Crouch, which is the village where the Briars is, and I was like, it completely diverted everyone's attention, including mine, to the spider rather than this huge sign saying Crouch. As we were coming to the end of the journey, I was quite grateful, but also it was a pretty shocking experience, because you're right, we never met each other. I'd met a few of you, but very few of you actually on interview. I met a few of you in Lewis and stuff. Shout out to Lewis. We would have been on a coach back today. We would have been driving back all hot and tired, but yeah, it would have been good. But yeah, it was a funny experience, and it did what it needed to do. It allowed us to bond, I think, and then we had a great time on retreat at the Briars, and Tom was there ready to welcome us back as if we were on retreat. It was pretty fun.
I did think it was weird, like you and Charles only packing like a small rucksack, like two nights.
There was nothing in my rucksack. I'd forgotten to pack. I'd forgotten to get ready for the trick properly. So I literally grabbed a bag and put a blanket in it, and was like, "All right, that looks like I've got." I didn't have anything. Yeah. Oh, good times, eh? But yeah, and there is still, I know it sounds like I'm just plugging it, but if you're watching, someone who would want to be part of a fun trick like that next year, let them know. There's still time to apply. But yeah, we did have a good year. And I think those early days, those early weeks are really vital looking back, aren't they? Yeah. For getting to know each other and learning about yourself as well. I know I learned when I was on team, learned so much about myself and, all sorts of things. But yeah. Do you want number 3? Person number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got one.
No.
I'll give you one. Father Simon. Just say Father.
I was gonna say Father Simon. Oh man. Okay. This is an easy one, I think.
Bishop Patrick McKinney.
Patrick McKinney. That was easy. I was trying to think of someone who has an interesting name that would look different. But yeah, Bishop Patrick. Yeah. We met Bishop Patrick on me a few times and at different events and in Lewis as well. Many of us met him last year. I know not everyone was at Lewis last year, but many of us were. Yeah. But yeah, any highlights of meeting other people the year that you've had?
Retreat was great.
Me and Elise did a talk in front of David Wells, so that was quite scary. And also, which was very scary. But yeah, we did that. It was fun. Nice day out.
Yeah, the talk in front of David Wells. David Wells was on team as well back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what were you saying, Tabs? The chaplains retreat. Yeah, where we got to meet all the chaplains. And Peter Giorgio and the CEOs. Literally everybody was there. That was good. We had great biscuits afterwards as well after that mass. I was only there for the mass and the biscuits. Really. I literally was only there for that. Huh?
Thomas Aquinas thing that day, where we went to do for it, and we met the person in charge of CAFOD. I forgot her name.
Oh yeah. Chris. Do you know Chris?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met her.
Amazing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, meeting loads of people actually. It's a great chance to network, isn't it? And even if you don't get to meet someone and talk to them, you know who they are, and you've seen them and you know visually who they are. Yeah, amazing. So, well, that was the end of round 4. I don't know if anyone else wants to do any other quiz questions for us or has any other things to say, to talk about before we head off? Any big memories from the year? We've got next week's show, obviously, as well, in which we'll have a few TikToks up on the screen. We'll have some maybe what happens next sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to be next week's we're going video rounds, I think. I think that's what I'm thinking. So it'll be good, and if you're watching at home as well, do join us for next week's video rounds. But yeah, we've got a bit of a message from you, Father Jonathan, not from you now, but like a video. Yeah, so we'll play the video, but it's I should have sent it to everyone actually. We would have had a chance to watch it, but we can play the video and then actually maybe chat about it after. It's about journeys as well and what we see on our journeys, which is what we've done this evening. We've kind of looked back at what we've seen in hindsight. So if you guys hang tight, we'll go over to Father Jonathan on video and then we'll come back to us all in real life.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hello, I'm Father Jonathan, chaplain to the Briars. Let's listen to a reading from St. Matthew's Gospel. This reading encourages us to look at the world around us and to use our 5 senses, and then we can see what lessons we can learn. This is from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 6, verses 25 to 34. Jesus says, "This is why I tell you not to worry about the food and the drink you need in order to stay alive, or about the clothes for your body. After all, isn't life worth more than food, and isn't the body worth more than clothes? Look at the birds in the sky. They don't sow seeds and gather a harvest and put the harvest into barns, and yet your Father in heaven takes care of them all. Aren't you worth much more than the birds? And why worry about clothes? Look at how the wild flowers grow. They don't work or make clothes for themselves, and yet your heavenly Father, won't he be all the more sure to clothe you? How little faith you have. So don't start worrying. Where's my food going to come from? Where's my drink or my clothes? Your Father in heaven knows you need all these things." Now, this reading, it reminds me of what we can call a prayer walk. You can do this yourselves when you go for a walk. First of all, at the beginning of the walk, we say a short prayer to the Holy Spirit. Something like, "Come, Holy Spirit, help me to become more aware of the world around me so that I can become more aware of you. Amen." And then we use our 5 senses during the walk so that we become more aware of the beautiful gift of God's creation and the love and care God has for us all. So I'm here in our little prayer garden. Yourselves might be allowed to go for a walk in the holidays, maybe at the weekends to the local park, or go around the forest school if you have a forest school. So Jesus says, first of all, look at the birds in the sky. Now, in our little garden, we often have birds coming down into the garden, particularly coming to take a drink from the fountain over there. So look at the birds in the sky. They have plenty to eat. They don't have to do anything. It's there for them. And if God cares for birds like that, won't he care for you and me? Because we're far more important. And then Jesus says, listen. So what can you hear? Hear things far away? I can hear cars and buses on our street, and then things nearby. I've already talked about the fountain, and the wind's just blowing in the trees. And then he says, smell. What can you smell? Can you smell anything at the moment? I can smell a few barbecues. And the earth smells a bit as well, because it's just been raining. And here's some flowers that I picked earlier on, just behind me here. They're lovely. These are lavender. Beautiful smell. Don't they look lovely? And then touch things as you walk. Use your gift of touch. You can feel things also through your feet. I picked up this lovely bit of tree here. It's a tree bark, and it's got a lovely feel to it. And there's some stones here in our little garden, and I can feel them through my feet as I walk along. And then at the end of the walk, I love to taste. I love to taste a cup of coffee and my favourite biscuit, the wagon wheel. So as we go along, we use our senses and we become more aware of the wonderful way God cares for each one of us. And maybe you might pray as you go along, saying, thank you, God, our Creator, for so many things to look at. Thank you for the things that we hear and the things that we smell, both the good smells and the not so good smells. And thank you for the different feel of things. Thank you for the many different tastes. So why not make your next walk a prayer walk and draw a little more closer to God, who loves and cares for us all. Cheers. Ooh. Beautiful.
Okay, well, welcome back. And I know a few of us were watching that like live on YouTube on our phone, so maybe we missed the end because it's a bit of delay. But anyway, hi, welcome back, and thank you so much to Father Jonathan for preparing that video talk for us on a prayer walk. Now, I know on a team retreat, because we would have normally, and I don't like to dwell too much on what we would have had and we haven't had, but we would have normally had a bit of a team exit week, a team retreat as well, in the space of the time that we've been locked down. And I know something that you gave us one year was kind of a guided meditation on a prayer walk, and using outdoor and nature, which is exactly what you've just shared with us as well. So yeah. I suppose, thank you for sharing it, first of all, but is there anything else that any of us want to say about kind of nature or walking, or how we encounter God in the world around us? Because I know sometimes like a small part of me I'm just a bit tired and can't be bothered to go out and do things, and that's when I need to go out the most. I think that's probably when I just need to bite the bullet and do it, and also try and focus on the things around me. So is this something you do, Father Jonathan? Do you head off and
Yeah, I do. I mean, yesterday, for example, is a lovely afternoon. I took a day off and went off into the countryside, into near Beauvale Priory. It's one of our pilgrimage sites, and it's just near Eastwood. And I went for a lovely walk down the lane to Beauvale Priory and back. And the farmers were in the fields getting the hay in, and there's another chap cutting the hedges down the street, down the road, and lots of wildlife and cars and things going up there. So it was a really lovely just to walk along that lane and enjoy the countryside. Fantastic views overlooking Nottingham, from the road. So yeah, I do go out, and in fact made it a bit of a prayer walk myself, because the priest who's here with me, Father Paul Newman, he's going to be parish priest in Eastwood from September. And so I said a little prayer for him, because it's in his parish, this pilgrimage site. So I was able to say a little prayer that God will bless him as he moves to be the new parish priest in Eastwood.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's a great idea as well, actually. Praying for the people who are like in that area, or who it's going to affect. Yeah, I know there's a church in Sunderland that do that. They go to different areas of Sunderland, and often the most deprived parts, and don't do anything grand or big events. Well, they do events as well, but they just often sit on a bench and they'll spend some time in that area praying for that area, just silently, which is quite meaningful, actually. Yeah, how about the rest of us? Are you feeling inspired to go out and have a bit of a walk, but also a prayer walk? Maybe not right now. Well, it's quite a nice evening. Yeah.
I might actually go on a walk.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I might actually. Yeah. It's great, isn't it, when we something inspires you to do something and you think, oh, actually I can do that. That's manageable. Walking's manageable for most of us. So we can easily do that. Are there any other thoughts? We're going to end the show soon, and I wondered, Father Jonathan, if when we do end, you'd like to give us God's blessing and send us on our way. And we've got next week's show, obviously, where we're going to have another quiz, different questions, different rounds. We're going to do some video rounds, like I said, get all the TikToks we've done up so people can see them. I was looking through the TikTok today, and there's some absolutely smashing ones as well. Just so good, such good entertainment throughout the year. The TikTocument is definitely a highlight of the year. Who wrote the TikTocument? I don't know who. The founder of that.
Co-authors, Bryce. Yeah. Mainly Bryce.
Co-authored.
Yeah.
Yes, we were kind of open to getting TikTok as a youth service, but then, there was kind of some grey areas of its credibility. So you two wrote something called a tick document, which highlighted the pros and cons and the balance. It was a balanced argument, but one that went through, was approved, and then we got TikTok.
Yeah.
The rest is history. So, but yeah, do tune in next week. It would be great to see you all, and thank you so much for joining in, everybody. We'll have maybe you guys. Will you guys be here next week? Or
Can be.
plus,
If we're invited, if I'm invited,
Yeah.
I will be.
We're
you're
invited.
very much invited, but there's no pressure. We'll have some other team as well with us. But yeah, it'll be great. I'm very much looking forward to it. Any final comments or shout outs from you guys?
People we've met
It's
this
all
year.
right. Huh?
All the people we've met this year.
Yeah, all the people we met
Especially
and
my
virtually
group.
met as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just one thing that people can do to make sure that we keep meeting them, because we'd love to meet everyone again who's watching or who isn't subscribed. And yeah, just need to subscribe, people. We're so close to 2,000, you know. Not that it's about the numbers, but it's about, you know, being connected and making sure we can keep in contact with people, which is so important. So close to 2,000. So if everyone gets someone to subscribe, that would be amazing. But anyway, the end. So Father Jonathan, would you mind blessing?
Yeah, we'll say a little prayer. It's been great. Thanks for this show, Naomi. Thanks for leading us. And look forward to next week. And so, Almighty God, thank you for this lovely day and for a lovely way to end our day. And we ask your blessing on all of us, everyone who's watching in, everyone who'll look at the recording afterwards, so that we'll have a peaceful sleep tonight and they'll be really refreshed and be good news to everyone we meet tomorrow. So may Almighty God bless you all, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, I was just going to say God bless you as well. But
Thank you.
I don't know. God bless you as well. You know,
Yeah,
and
why
it's
not?
kind of like it's good to come together in the last few weeks because I know some people are staying on next year, but you're not off, Father Jonathan. Are you leaving us as Briars chaplain? But
Yeah.
that's for next week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
leaving, and in fact, I might as well say I talked about Father Paul, who's he's actually going to be acting as the Briars chaplain because he's at Eastwood. He's going to be a lot nearer to the Briars than I am here in Nottingham, so it made sense. And of course, he's had a long association with the Briars. He was director of the Briars some years ago, so he knows all about the Briars, and he is actually a trustee as well, or he won't be now, now he's a chaplain, but he has been a trustee, so he's very much in touch with what the Briars is all about. He'll be a great chaplain.
Yeah, and we'll be sad to see you go, but we'll say, well, we won't say goodbye, just see you later.
Yeah.
But we've got more next week to talk about. But it's great that we can all be together. So thank you much. Thank you all so much for being on the show. Should we just give everyone a big wave as we play the end screen?
Bye.
Bye.